Hello and welcome back.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome all the boys. We like to call
Yes,
you
so
kings. In a few hours, we all will be celebrating you.
yes. So tomorrow is International Day of the Boy
Yes,
Child. What
so
day? Where do we celebrate the boys?
yes, we
The
will, we
truth.
will celebrate you people.
The
We
truth.
are
Are you
not
part
even
of us? Are
fighting.
you one of
No,
us?
please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome. I
Amazing.
believe that day one was an experience for you.
Absolutely.
And I know that day two will be an encounter for you. Welcome all the
Absolutely.
boys in the room. If you're a boy in the room and you're listening to me, just give yourself a high five. Do like this. That's how you give yourself a high five. Welcome. This is International Boys Conference 2026, and it is the seventh edition. Coach Ebuka, the king of boys, and myself, we are excited.
Super
Do you
excited.
know how we wait for this program for one long year? We'll be waiting for the program to come, and it's finally here. You're
Oh
welcome
yes.
once again to day two.
Absolutely. Yesterday was powerful. We had the King of Boys. You know how the King of Boys does it, right? Also had Coach David with fireful session. And I thought that was all. This afternoon, the parents had a mind-blowing experience. Coach Wendy spoke to the parents, and Coach Kunle spoke to the fathers. Powerful and
Power.
insightful session.
Power.
All right. And we're right here this evening for another insightful experience. But before we even take the bio of the speaker, let's take a look at what some people are saying about Boys Leadership Academy, about Save the Boys, and some of the things that we do. We'll be back in a minute.
Hello everyone, my name is Amei Augustine and I'm here to share my impact story. I remember years ago as a little boy growing up, I saw my mom crying and I didn't know why she was crying, really. And I will now later find out that she had like an issue with my dad, had like a quarrel or something, and it led to violence. Apparently, my dad had to hit my mom and she was crying. And as at the time, I didn't know what to do. I mean, as a young little boy growing up, and that created an image in my mind, created like a perspective in my heart that I could not let go of for a long time. Growing up, I just kept seeing that image all around. And fast forward to when I left the village and I moved to Abuja in the year 2008. I came, I was supposed to start school, and that image affected my mind in a way because I wasn't confident. I was very timid. And this timidity led to me not even performing well academically. I was really a timid person. You will not believe that. And this led to me not being confident about myself. I can be in a group of, I can be among friends, and there's no confidence. There's no confidence. I'm not able to own up. I'm not able to say some certain things because I was scared. I felt like I was in a box. I felt like because I didn't know so much, there was no way for me to be confident, and that affected my mind a lot. And I remember this particular incident. Someone came to me and gave me water, like blocked water, like iced water now, inside a bottle. And when I saw it, I was like, no, this cannot be water. The water I'm used to, or the water I know, is the one that you can actually fetch or drink or something. But I know I'm seeing water blocked in another state, and I doubted it. That's to tell you how timid and how how it was. Yeah. And fast forward to the time when my perspective started changing was in years 2018 when I met with Coach Ibuka. And when I met him, in my mind, I'm like, this is someone that the things he was doing at the time, I was really amazed. And so it changed my orientation, it changed my mindset, it changed my perspective. He kept telling me, and as at that time I had to submit under him as my mentor. He kept telling me, he kept instructing me, he kept telling me that I am good enough. I mean, those words were really they really helped me because it made me to come out of my comfort zone, out of my timid zone. Yeah, to come out of that place where I was shy, I was not confident in myself, and all of that. And I came out to a space where I could really, be confident in myself. And so that changed my perspective. So coming from a background where I was very timid, I could not stand up for myself. And after I came and I met with Coach Ebuka, it changed a lot of things for me. And that perspective helped me while I was even in school. While I was in school, I became one of like the best in my class. And in fact, I held leadership positions from my primary school down to went to my university days. Yeah, that's how confident I became. That was how I started learning, I started reading, I started equipping my mind with great stuff. And I can say one thing for sure that being under the mentorship of Coach Ebuka has really been a great blessing to me because one thing I will keep saying is that it has changed my perspective and my orientation. That I can be bold, I can be confident, I can be whatever I want to be if only I can work hard. And for me, that perspective has reshaped my future. I mean, I'm at a space right now where I am learning a lot. I'm learning to become the best of myself. And guess what? I am seeing the future. I am very confident about the future because I know that following the footsteps of Coach Ebuka has really impacted so much in me that I am seeing myself right now as a change agent in my space, in my environment. I mean, coming from someone who was timid, who came from a village, from a very local background, I'm at a space and I'm at a place in my life right now where I am seeing the future because of genuine mentorship. And I just want to say to everyone listening to me out there, you too can be the best of who God has made you to be, only if you can submit yourself to mentorship. And I want to thank God for the mentorship and guidance of Coach Ebuka for this year. It has helped my mind, and I know for sure that the future is going to be amazing. Thank you for listening to my impact story.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. Thank you, Amy, for sharing your impact story. It's been a beautiful journey of growth, and that is who we are at the Boys Leadership Academy and Save the Boys Initiative. I want to welcome you. And somebody's asking in the chat room, how can my son be a part of this program? All right, so we are Boys Leadership Academy and Save the Boys Initiative. It's an organization focused on raising boys into responsible men. I'll have a lot of programs. I can see some of our programs. The media will display them on the screen. If you have not joined us, we'll have our entry course coming up in August at the Boys Leadership Academy. You can be part of that course, all right? Our entry course will every April, August, and December. We also have our annual mentorship program holding January to December every year. Media can help display. You can see that on the screen, please. You can see our phone numbers there. You can just send us a DM. All right. Also have our 10-in-1 football series. We're going to have the flash sale of that where you can get that book for 40% discount on the 1st of June at the flash sale. So get your sons to be part of this. While the program is going on, you will see our handles and also the number to reach us. So send us a DM and we'll attend to you. And to take us further in this program, we're going to be having our very own Queen of Boys, our mama. Coach Ruth himself is going to be coming powerfully and speaking to us, all right, in this talk 3 for the boys at the 2026 International Boys Conference. And don't forget, we'll have 2 speakers tonight, and after that, we have our grand finale tomorrow, which we hold physically at the National Stadium Gymnasium Hall, Abuja, while thousands of you also connect from different parts of the world. Please, let's have the bio of our very own Queen of Boys, Coach Ruth. Please get your Jonas and just sit right back.
Meet Coach Ruth Ede, an educator, author, and leadership coach, passionate about raising emotionally intelligent boys and shaping purpose-driven young men. With a background in English and education, trained in leadership and child development, and certified in emotional intelligence, she mentors boys across different stages of life, working alongside her husband in impactful initiatives. Co-convener of the Boys Leadership Academy and co-founder of the Save the Boys initiative, widely known as the Queen of Boys, author of over 23 books for boys, guiding growth, identity, and life skills, equipping boys and parents for intentional living. Please welcome Coach Ruth Ede.
And I am so excited to be here with you. In case you don't know me, my name is the Queen of Boys, and you will know why very soon. Welcome. I know that there are boys of all ages in this room today. So I welcome all of you to the International Boys Conference Day 2. And I'm going to start off with reminding you what has happened from yesterday. Coach Ebuka started and hammered on the topic discipline. And then Coach David came and built on it. And it almost looks like they peeped into my notes. But that is fine. Media, I would like my slides to go up if it is ready. So today, our conversation is going to be around build to stand. Our conversation is around build to stand. Every boy has an ordination from God. And your ordination is to lead in strength. Your ordination is to lead in strength. So when God created you, God did not just create you as a boy to exist. There is something that God wants you to actualize or to do on earth. That is why it is important that we talk about how you will stand to accomplish what God wants you to accomplish. I know you are wondering, why are they even doing this conference? Let me tell you a story about a nation. Once upon a time, there was a nation with great warriors. In fact, one particular thing about this nation was the fact that for every battle they fought, they never lost. They were never defeated. Other great people will come and fight battles with them, and they would always win. They were strong men in that nation. However, one day the people said, It is not proper for us to exist without a king. It's not proper for us to exist without somebody to lead us. And so they went to God. They said, God, we need a leader. Raise for us a leader. And of course, God started looking and saw great men with strength, muscles, height. They were very tall, very strong. They looked like people that would just be just a snap of their finger. They will bring down their enemies. And so God found one man, and the name of that man was Saul. And God said, good, let us now make Saul the leader, because the people had cried for the leader. And then Saul started leading. And as soon as Saul started leading, he was doing well at first. He was doing very, very well at first. And then all of a sudden, do you know what happened? Saul started going against what God had told him. Please confirm that you can hear me. Can I be heard and can I be seen? Okay. So Saul started going against what God sent him to do. And then do you know what happened? The people now started complaining again. The same people that complained that they needed a leader, they now meeting up to his task. So they needed another leader. And so God started looking. Who is going to fit the position? Who is the person that is going to lead the way that the people will be satisfied? And so God was looking everywhere. And he sent a prophet. He said, go to this man's house. He has so many sons. There is one that will fit into the position. And so the prophet went to the house of a particular man named Jesse. And he was looking. He was looking at all the sons of Jesse. This one came out with muscles. God said, it's not that one. There was a particular small boy who was being prepared, not in the palace. He was prepared in the forest. He was prepared in the field to take the position of the palace. Anything that does not stretch you will not grow you. Anything that does not stretch you as a boy does not have the capacity to grow you. God looked and found the boy David, but he found David not in the palace, crossing his leg and sipping juice. He found David in the place of preparation. Yesterday, Coach David was talking about pressure, and he said something so profound. He said, pressure does not build your character. Pressure reveals what has been built. And so that was the place that they found David. And David was the most qualified to take the throne. The boy that is qualified to take the throne is not the boy that is strong. The boy that is qualified to take the throne is not the boy that looks good. The boy that is qualified to take the throne is not even the boy whose parents are rich. It is the boy who has been prepared. And there are systems that must prepare you. Preparation is not your age. So a boy can be 18 years old and is not prepared for life outside. A boy can have muscles, have beards, look big, and he is not prepared. There are systems that prepares you, and that's what I am going to be talking about. But don't forget, I said, anything that does not stretch you, does not grow you, and does not prepare you. If it will prepare you to stand as a boy in your ordination as a leader, it must have the capacity to stretch you. So my topic is built to stand. And pressures everywhere. And whether you like it or not, you are going to face pressure. So it is the strength and the capacity that will separate you from other boys. And your strength is not proven by your size. It is not even proven by your muscle. It is proven by your discipline. So the only proof that you are a strong boy is how disciplined you are. The proof that you are a strong boy and you are ready for life is how disciplined you are. If there are strong men you see today, I want you to remember this. Every strong man you admire was first a boy who submitted himself to be shaped. Every strong man you desire, you admire, whether it's Coach Ebuka, whether it's Coach David, whether it's your daddy, whether it's Usain Bolt, whether it's whoever that strong man is that you admire and his vision looks so good, don't forget that every strong man was first submitted to be trained. Now, I don't know if you can see my slide, but there's an image I'd like you to look at right there. Can you see that image? So powerful. Look at that image. So powerful. So we see two men. If I ask you, some of you, can you carry that level of weight? See the stone that man is lifting. And look at the children watching. Look at the children watching. There was a system already, and they were watching. I'm sure the children are wondering, how were they able to lift it? Look at the man lifting the stone from the floor. You can see all his veins. See the way he's putting a lot of intentionality and pressure on his muscle to carry that stone. Guys, if you will be strong, you will put pressure on your discipline. If you are going to be strong, you must put pressure on your discipline. Otherwise, you're going to grow up and be a boy weak in character, weak in decision making, weak in critical thinking, weak in discernment, weak in ability to take instruction. Why? Because you have not exerted strength on your muscle. If you don't wake up and allow your disciplines to stretch you and grow you, you will become an adult that is weak. The reason why this conference was put together and tagged Reformation is because we are raising you to become men. We are not raising you to remain boys. You are not being raised to remain boys. And if you are going to become a man, your strength must grow. Your strength must increase. Because the test of manhood is not necessarily age. It is the capacity to handle things. It's the capacity to make wise decisions. It's the capacity to see evil and turn to good. That is the strength of what it means to be a man. Now, I remember a parable that Jesus told in Matthew chapter 7. That parable is the parable of the foolish and the wise builder. And the Bible talked about two houses that were built. One was built on sand. The other was built on rock. Amazingly, rain came to the one that was built on sand. Rain came to the one that was built on rock. The sun shone on the one built on sand. The same thing happened to the one built on rock. In fact, there's a version I read that said tornado came. I don't know if you know what tornado is. Tornado came to the house on sand and the house on the rock. The rain did not say, oh, let me leave the house on sand. It doesn't have strength. Let me just fall on the house on rock. It says the rain fell on both of them. And immediately the rain came on the house that was built on sand. It fell like a pack of cards. But the rain came on the house that was built on rock and it stood. Why did you think that happened? Why did the rain not spare the house that was built on sand? Why will life not spare you because you are a small boy? Why will life not spare you because, oh, you are a good boy? Why will life not spare you because you are intelligent? Why would the same thing that happens to boys that are not intelligent happen to you? Why will you face the same test that will come to boys that are not even as strong as you are? Or that will come to boys that are stronger than you are? the same level of test is what you will feel. Imagine when rain falls. Have you ever seen rain that falls and then you have a wicked neighbor and the rain fell only on the house of your wicked neighbor? It didn't fall on your house. Or the rain fell only on your house and it didn't fall on the house of the wicked neighbor. Because life does not give you room to make excuses. Life does not excuse you because you are a fine boy. Life does not excuse you because your father is a pastor. Life does not excuse you because your parents have given you the good things of life. And guess what? Life does not even excuse you because you had nobody to tell you the truth. The same experience will come to you. And so you must prepare yourself to be a wise builder. The building will only stand because a foundation is strong. No matter how handsome you are, no matter how you get 300 and something in JAM, if you like, get 400 in JAM, life will bring to you the same test that it will bring to others. And guess what? If you are not prepared, life will not forgive you. Life does not forgive you because you are not prepared. Life does not excuse you because your planting seasons were wasted. Life does not give you room to allow other people just go and excuse you. The same thing comes to you. Now, I also have, if you can see the slide, that building. And I'd like you to look at that building very well. If you look at this building very well, you will find out that the height of the building is almost the same as the height of the foundation. The foundation was not shorter than the building. The foundation was almost the same height as the building. That's because the foundation is as important, if not even more important than the building. This is the foundation of your life. The season you are is the season of planting. You cannot plant an apple seed and expect a mango tree. It's not possible. You are in your season of planting. And if you look at what I have there, you will see the work that has gone into the foundation to be able to house that beautiful structure. What people will see is the beautiful structure, but what makes you solid is the foundation that is not seen. And you will see what helps a foundation to be strong. Let me give you some things. Number one, if a foundation will be strong, there must be proper planning. You cannot expect to just close your eyes, open it one day, and just do cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, and you have built a house. Proper planning. This is the foundational season of your life. Whatever you're going to become tomorrow, this is the determining season. And one of the things that will determine the outcome of your life is proper planning, proper digging. If the builder must build a solid foundation, he will dig properly. And guess what? He will be patient in digging. Why are some of you trying to escape your digging period? Why are some of you trying to be adults when the time is not right? Why are you seeking to become an adult when you have not successfully enjoyed the process that makes you one? You cannot escape your season of digging. If you do, you will not stand solid. Another thing is proper and quality materials. Quality materials. And today, I will tell you some of the quality materials that makes you a boy built to stand. A boy built to stand is a boy that sees temptation and says no. A boy built to stand is a boy that gets the offer of the fleeting pleasure of life. You are looking at it and you are saying no. Your ability to say no is strong. Your discernment quotient is strong. Your emotional intelligence is strong. You know where to put your feet and you know where to take it out. That is the boy that is building a solid foundation. There are things that prepares you to stand in life. There are things that gave your father, whoever you're seeing, the strength to stand. And one of that thing is voice. The voice that speaks to you gives you the strength to stand or breaks you. Whoever is speaking into your life will determine how you think. I'm telling you, if you have a careless friend around you, you would think like a careless friend. Imagine the son of David, who was supposed to become the king and take over after his father. He had a friend, a terrible friend, in the person of a cousin. The person was not even an outsider. He was a cousin. He was familiar with the principles of the temple. He was always around the temple. David, the father of his son, knew him. But he gave his friend, he gave him a terrible advice. He gave Amnon a terrible advice. He told him, if you like your sister, why not? Touch her. Just touch her. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. And that was a strange voice. And the boy listened to that strange voice and lost the throne. We call you kings because there's a throne you must occupy. But there are systems around you that can make you lose the throne or that can make you gain the throne. Now, I'm going to give you four voices that shapes or builds you to stand. 4 main voices, whether you like it or not. 2 out of this voice must shape you. They must shape you, whether you like it or not. Now, the first voice that shapes every boy is the voice of his parents. And it is called the shaping voice. You see, the first place you understand your identity is with your parents. Your parents are the first people that call you what you will think of yourself. That's why when your parents name you, they don't just give you names because they like the name. There's a reason that name is given. Because when that name is called, a mantle is released. When that name is called, a definition of your identity is released. When they call you a name, just know that they are demanding something that they have put in you. So when they call you David, they're not just calling you David. Your name is a demand of something that has been put in you. Because your parents are the first systems that shapes you. Your parents are the first voice of your identity. Before the world tells you who you are, whoever your parents have called you is what you would think you are. Whoever they say you are, that's what you're going to think you are. Because how do you explain that a baby just becomes a few months old, maybe 8 months old, 10 months old, and you call the parents call the name of the baby and the baby answers? How do you explain that? How did the baby know that that is her name or his name? How did you know that that is your name? How did the child know? Because parents shapes your identity. If you miss the point of your parents shaping your identity, it might be difficult not to collect the opinion of the world. It might be difficult. That is why in the season where you are with your parents are helping you see who you can become. They are helping you see what is right. They are helping you see what is dangerous. Some of the instructions of your parents, you don't have to like it. Hello? You must not like what you need. If we give you what you like, we will set you up for sorrow. Your parents are permitted not to give you what you like. Because in life, it is what you need that is important. It is very important you listen to your parents. Many boys have ignored the voice that was supposed to shape them, and they wandered off on a wrong journey. Can I give you an example? Do you remember the sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas? 2 men, boys that were sitting with their father. Their father was a prince and showing them the similitude of the palace. Their father was showing them how you behave in the temple. Their father was showing them the culture of the temple. But guess what? My guy said, we don't want to see what you are showing us. There is another way we want to go. Can I give you the shocker of that story? Their father was a priest. They defiled the temple. They stole from the temple. They did all manner of wicked things against God and his temple. Do you know what happened? They died on the same day. Why was it not their father that died? Why was it? They died on the same day. They brought generational curse. They were so evil that the ark of God, the presence of God was taken away. You think that the things you do against your parents is to your parent. It's to yourself. The things you do is actually to yourself. You will pay the price for it. So when your parents say no, when your parents give you consequences for error, it is not because they hate you. It's because they are a voice that shapes you. Listen to your parent. Listen to them. It was so sad that another boy who was not the biological child of Mr. Eli was the one who became good, and his own sons ended up in debt. If you don't want to end up in debt, one thing you will pay attention to is the voice of your parent. They speak the wisdom of God to you where you cannot see it. Samson was like that. It was his mother that God appeared to, the angel appeared to, and told his mother, this boy is a Nazarene. This boy's head must not be cut. His hair must not be cut. This boy must not take strong drink. This boy is this. Why? Because there are things your parents will see, you will not see. They might not be able to explain it in details, but there are things they have seen. In Proverbs 31, that story Coach David shared yesterday, it was the mother of King Lemuel that prepared him and told him, oh, King Lemuel, it is not for you to take strong drinks. It is not for you to look at a woman lustfully. Why did you think that was? The mother was shaping who he was going to become. That's how Hannah shaped Samuel for who Samuel became. Listen to your parent. When they say stop, stop, there is a danger they have seen that you know nothing about. There are things that they can discern that you know nothing about. Their voices shape you. Then, the next voice that builds you is what we call the voice of mentorship. The voice of mentorship. That's the preparing voice. That's the voice that prepares you. That's the voice that guides you. Yes, a lot of boys say, I don't want anybody to tell me what to do. I know what to do. I'm 13 years. I'm 14 years. I'm 15 years. Some of you even look at your parents. Eyeball to eyeball. You tell your mom, Mommy, I am your child. I am not a child. Don't tell me what to do. I know what to do. I am a big boy. Now you don't know what to do. You do not know what to do. The system that will help you prevent the evil that is waiting for you in the world is the voice that prepares you. And that's the voice of a mentor. If there is nobody speaking to your head and speaking to your ears and telling you when correction is important and telling you when the rod of correction is important for you, you will make mistakes that you may never recover from. You will make irreparable mistake. The voice of your mentor corrects you. The voice of your mentor prepares you. Correction is preparation. Correction is preparation. Stop feeling like the victim when you are corrected. Some of you, when they take screen time away, you tell yourself, I'm not eating. In this house, everybody hates me. Can't shush that and stop it. When they correct you, you target hatred. When they scold you, you target they don't like you. When they tell you this thing you are doing is wrong, it's against the family value, you take your shoulders high and say nobody should talk to you. You are missing an important part of your growth. You are missing an important part of your growth. Your mentor does not only praise you. Mentor tells you the truth even when it hurts. In fact, your mentor is the person that will tell you the truth, especially when it hurts you. Especially when it hurts you. Your mentor will help you build discipline. He will help you build discipline because you see the day of trouble is coming. And then if you fail in the day of trouble, your strength is small. Another version of the Bible says you are a poor specimen. You are weak. If trouble meets you and you are shrinking, somebody comes to you and wants you to watch pornography with them. And you're like, hey, please, I don't like it. And they show you, you peep small. You see evil happening around you. You're quiet about it. You are a poor specimen. If you cannot be like Phinehas, take the javelin and drive evil. Stamp evil to the ground. We want to raise boys that are Phinehas. We want to raise boys that will see evil and they will put a stop to it. We don't want to raise weaklings, boys who cannot talk because they are afraid. Boys who don't have courage to say no. Boys who cannot stand their ground and think critically, negotiate their way out of problem. Boys who don't understand situational awareness. That's not the kind of boys we want to raise. We want to raise boys that are strong. Your parents are there, they are not there. You have the capacity to say no. You do not need the presence of your parents to say no. In fact, if you only say no to evil when somebody is watching you, your strength is small. If you can't say no to evil when nobody is there, your strength is small. I'm sure you don't want to have a small strength. Another thing mentors do for you, mentors help you avoid foolish mistakes. I have seen a lot of foolish mistakes, like very, very foolish mistakes. Somebody say to you, oh, calls you a name, and you sit down there and say, they called me this name. Because they called me this name, I cannot become. Your mentors help you to stand. Can I say something at this point? See, even if you're listening to me and you never had a system of parents who shaped your identity, you don't have that system where your parents were there to shape your identity, don't sit on your pain. Get up and make a decision to become. That's when mentorship comes. Maybe your parents have gone to be with the Lord. Maybe your father is not even with your mother. Maybe there's something that has altered the first voice to shape you. The second voice will fill it up. That's why you pay attention to mentorship. Don't sit down and say, oh, nobody was there to tell me what to do. Nobody shaped my identity. Don't celebrate your trauma. Break out of it. Stop celebrating trauma. Break out of it. You cannot stand if you don't have a fighter spirit. If you don't fight for the future that you want to see, you can't stand. So come out. Your parents were never there. Come out. Your parents were there, but they didn't do it. Come out, because I will not make the excuse that some parents are there and they are not filling up that gap. Come out and look for a mentor that will fill that gap for you. Mentors help you stay accountable. Mentors help you grow faster. The difference between confusion and progress is the right mentor. The difference between confusion and progress is the right mentor. You will remain confused if you ignore the voice of preparation. You will remain like you just be wandering aimlessly if you reject the voice of preparation. And you see, the voice of preparation is not always sweet. The voice of preparation is not always sweet, but it will make you. It will make you, and it will prepare you for the throne. You don't want to get into the throne unprepared. You want that voice to shape you. When you allow yourself to be corrected today, you will prevent destruction tomorrow. If you allow yourself to go through correction that comes by the voice of preparation, you will escape destruction tomorrow. If you reject guidance, you will learn through pain. If you reject guidance, you will learn. You see, life always teaches us. Whether you like it or not, life is a teacher. Unfortunately so. It must teach you. It doesn't even wait for you to be a prepared student before it starts dishing out. Whether you like it or not, this life that you are living will teach you a lesson. But you see, for some people, life will teach them because they have prepared themselves, they will receive the lesson properly. But for some people who lack preparation, that lesson will be turned to pain. If you reject guidance today, you will learn through pain. And sadly, some people learn through pain that are irreversible. Some people have the opportunity to come out of the pain. Some people die in that pain. When you hear the testimonies of some people, they die in the pain because they don't allow themselves to be guided. The third voice that builds you is the surrounding voice. There is a voice that is always around you. You see this particular voice? It does not wait for you to choose it. It's not like the preparing voice that you wait to choose. This one, it does not care whether you are ready or not. It programs you. And this is the molding voice. This is the voice that is called the silent architect of your life. You know who an architect is? An architect is a person that designs a building. This voice designs what you will become finally. And this voice is your environment. It speaks through music, it speaks through your friends, it speaks through the movies that you watch, it speaks through the games that you play, it speaks through the books that you read, and it speaks through social media, the internet. The voice is already there. It's a culture. It is there. Whether you know it or not, that voice is constantly speaking. It is the voice of your environment. The things that you are watching, do you know that they are not just entertaining you, they are programming you? The games that you are playing, they are not just giving you pleasure for 10 minutes, they are programming you. So you suddenly wake up one day and you find out that you have read a book, you have played a game, you have just done something, and you are behaving like that thing you have seen. And you are wondering, hey, what is wrong with me? You have been conditioned by the things around you. You can't be careless about the things you're listening to. Now, there was a garden that God created and put Adam and Eve in that garden. And there was something in that environment that was programming them against the plan of God. And that was the serpent. Can I say something to you? There is always a serpent in your environment. It is not all the animals in the garden that had sense. It's not all the animals in the garden that wanted the best for Adam and Eve. There was a serpent in the garden. Your environment always has a serpent. School, I'm going to say it. Even places of worship, game houses, everywhere you go, there is a serpent somewhere watching you, seeing that there are potentials in this boy. There's something about this boy. And you know that there has been an age-long battle against boys. That's why they said, kill Jesus, don't let him be born. If he's born, we're all going to die. He's going to put an end to evil. They came to Moses, they said, kill him, don't let the child live. Because there is something about you that will bruise the head of Satan. There's something about you that will change the narrative. See, if there were only women existing in this world, I don't know how it would have been. There's something special about you. And that's why the serpent is always in the garden, waiting. You must discern the voice of the serpent because it exists in good gardens. In case, my father is a pastor. My father has trained me. I have joined this. I'm a good boy. There is a serpent waiting to sting you. It could be your friends. Discern the voice when your friend has become the serpent. Discern. It could be an uncle living in your house who is showing you pornography and nobody knows. It could be a cousin who is teaching you things against the values of God and of your family. Discern. Don't be a fool. Discern. Know when it is the serpent talking. Differentiate the voice of the serpent from the voice of identity. Differentiate it. Discern. No clear danger. See, everywhere you find yourself, there's danger. That's why situational awareness is a thing. That's why you must understand critical thinking. That's why you must be able to read your space. That's why you must be able to read your room. That is why you must build the strength of your voice to say no. Because the serpent will not clap for you because you are a good boy. In fact, the assignment of the serpent is to change the actual authority, order, and identity given to you. So discern. Know that friend that is asking you to do what you shouldn't do. Don't make excuses for an evil friend. Don't make excuses. Don't hang around with people and break bread with those who break your value. Don't break bread with the boys who will break your value. Discern the voice of the serpent. And you must understand, like I said, everything is programming you. Everything. If you show me the environment that you're growing up in, the books you are reading, the movies you are watching, the music you're listening to, the games you are playing, if you show me your environment, your future is predictable. We can see it. We know what it will become. We know what it will become. That's why, again, I say you must build the strength of your disciplines. And then, another thing I need to say is that boys move faster simply because they are surrounded by the right people. You will only rise to the extent and the measure of the voice that is speaking to you. You rarely rise above the voice you constantly hear. That thing you are listening to that nobody knows is shaping who you will become. If you are in a bad environment, your strength as a good boy will be weakened, because bad environments make good boys weak. And the final voice that builds you, the final voice that builds you is the higher, beyond you voice. That's leaders. There are people who have gone ahead of you in life, and just access to them can open doors. I really want to say this, and I want to talk about this a lot. You see your teachers in school, your principals, your pastor, all that responsible adults around you, they are voices higher than you. They are voices higher than you. You know, there's something, especially happens in Nigeria. Those of you that are in very expensive schools and you see teachers as lower than you, you are breaking the protocol of your journey to the palace. If you don't honor the voices that are higher than you, opportunities will not always come to you because you're a good boy or because you're talented. They come because someone trusted you enough to open a door for you. Sometimes doors don't just open because you have prayed. Doors open because you have honored. Doors open because you honored your parent. It opens because you honor your mentor. It opens because you honor the higher voices that are around you. Now, I want you to see the picture there. That's a picture of one of the Nigerian presidential candidates, Peter Obi. Now, that's a picture of Peter Obi kneeling before the Oba of Benin. I'd like you to see that. Peter Obi is not just one random man. He's a man who I would even like to call a system. A man who has built himself. A man who has achieved a lot. Just in honor. In honor, he knelt before the Oba of Benin. Guys, you are not too big to honor the voices that are high. As a guy that will help you to stand, because when we talk about building yourself to stand, we're talking about building a character that will stand the test of time. See honor. You can't joke with honor as a code. How do you wake up in the morning, look your father in the face and walk past him? Are you all right? How do you wake up? You look at your mother, you talk back at her. How do you walk into a room with adults older than you, your parents sitting out there, and no word of honor in the form of greeting comes out of your mouth? I saw something one day that we're traveling. I think we're traveling to the UK, Coach Ebuka and myself. And we're at the airport, and there was a little hitch with the flight. And I saw a particular boy, very tall. Tall. You know why I'm saying tall? Because the boy is very tall. And then he had his father with him. And the boy just sat down, crossed his leg. And his father was going everywhere, running everywhere, trying to make sure that the boy's luggage and everything was settled. And then there was another very elderly man, very elderly man sitting. And the father sighted the elderly man and ran to the man, tried to greet him. I think they are the Yoruba culture of Nigeria. And you know what the father did? The father prostrated flat on the floor and greeted this elderly man. Hey, God. And this boy was standing there like a standing fan, watching what his father was doing. His mouth shut, his hands to his side. He was just there looking. No single understanding of honor. And then the elderly man asks, is this your son? Oh, he's a big boy. And then the father was telling him, greet now. How can you take the throne when you don't understand the code of honor? How do you take the throne? How do you walk into a place and your parents are reminding you to greet? How do you stand the test of time when your mother is not there? What will people remember you for, that you were unable to open your mouth to greet? They have to beg you. They literally put the words in your mouth for you to release it. And you say you are not a child. I'm particularly talking to teenagers at this point. How do you see somebody because you are taller than the person? You don't understand the code of honor. You will never go far. And even if you go far, you will remain in the circle at a point until you understand honor and you use honor. Honor is a code that opens doors. It opens doors that intelligence will never open. It opens doors that your smartness can never open. It opens doors that sometimes even the name of your parents will not open. Honor. Even if you get to the top, you don't understand honor, you will crash like the building that is built on sand. Learn honor. Learn honor. David was that guy that he already knew that he was anointed for the throne, but he still continued to serve as a shepherd boy. He never told his father, don't you know I'm going to be the king now? I cannot go to the field anymore. He understood honor and carried it everywhere that he went. Honor is an access code. And as I begin to wrap up, many boys lose opportunities, not because they are not smart, not because not even because they are not intelligent, but because they are arrogant. They collect leadership position from you in school, not because you are not the most intelligent boy, but because you are intelligent. You are like an intelligent fool, if I will say it that way. You can be intelligent, enlightened, but you have no sense upstairs. People lose opportunity because they don't understand respect. A respectful boy will often go far, farther than the talented but proud boy. I see that in the character of Hophni and Phinehas and Samuel. Hophni and Phinehas were actually probably more talented in the temple because they had a direct connect to their father, but they missed it. Why? Because they were talented with the principles of the temple, but they did not understand the principle that keeps the temple. Don't just grow in church. Don't be like Hophni and Phinehas, growing in the temple but not growing in the presence of God. Let your life carry something that is more than what is seen on the outside. Access is often hidden in honor. Anywhere you go, guys, there are doors that will never open if you don't learn honor. Why don't you know how to open the car door for your mother to come out of the car? Why do you have to be reminded to clean the house? Why do you have to be reminded? Some of you cannot even boil water. If you boil water, the water will even burn. You boil egg, the egg will burn. Okay, simple noodles, you will still burn the noodles. And when they talk to you, raise your shoulder high. I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm not a girl. Who said that cooking is a gender service? Who said? If you don't submit yourself to be trained and prepared for the throne, you might get into the throne, but you will not stay on the throne. And in conclusion, your future is, of course, not determined by your talent alone. Talent destroy boys who do not understand the importance of voices that shape them. Your influence is powerful, but influence must be shaped. Talent must be shaped. Our question today is not even how old are you. It is who is influencing you. Who is influencing you is important because you become what you constantly hear. You move towards what constantly surrounds you. And you grow into the voice you allow into your life. Let your parents shape you. Let your mentors correct you. Let your environment strengthen you positively. And let honorable relationships open doors for you. Life will test the man you are becoming. And when the day comes for life to test you, you will stand based on the preparations that you have. I have a task for you. In your journal, identify one person that is the voice that has shaped you, the voice that has prepared you, the voice that is an authority over you, and the voice of your environment. Identify all these voices and then write this sentence. I am built because, if it's Coach Ebuka, for example, say, I am built because Coach Ebuka spoke into my life. Print it boldly. Put it somewhere you can see that there is a voice that makes you become. You will stand only when the right voice shapes you. Write it. I will stand only when the right voice shapes me. I hope that the things that you have heard, you will do something with them. You will not just keep them by your side. You will do something with them and it will profit you. Thank you so much for coming to International Boys Conference. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody, and God bless you.
Are you ready? Look, ice cold like cold palmer. No deal, I need more commas. Japanese denim from Osaka. Where I'm about to go, I'ma go father. Look, roundhouse for your Camden town. DC, them my man's them now. Get plucked when your Nando's now. What's that? What's that? That's a champion sound. Right? They wanna be friends, ha ha, kiki. I'm on D&D, now you can't reach me. I'm out on GA where it's all peachy. I've been doing this since back DVD. Looked up, said praise to the alpha. Look down and I seen the omega. You want steak or fish? That's Cadus. So many goals, losing number. Okay, now I'm getting number. I score like Obama. So many goals, losing number. Okay, now I'm getting number. I score like Obama. Watch the arms when it goes armor. Mom says some divided ain't equal because of my skin. Gotta work harder. Sometimes it ain't trouble and playing no dumb. Thinking I'm a son, one more playing smarter. Blessings give any tide to the sands. Broken with the crazy, I go harder. See in my pockets taking over to solace. I need a peace. Wait for the break of the good above from a breach. Was called like Palmer the hub and the waiting drama. I plus I was online and y'all were with the signal. Let it go slow mo. We all look slow mo. I know how many postcodes. Drink craft for the cool suns in my photo. At the end of more clean cats, let me freeze.
We are not done. We'll have a second session. What a powerful session by Coach Ruth. Such an insightful session. Powerful. I can see your comments right there in the comment section. Well done. Talent destroy boys who don't understand the voices that shape them. And we see a lot of boys who have been destroyed because they didn't understand, they didn't hearken to the voices that shape them. All right. And I heard that access is often hidden in honor. A lot of boys lack the code of honor. And that's why most boys today are not entering the palaces and where God wants them to be. I know you learned so much, and you are not such boys that will reject guidance. You will learn through pain if you do so. So you must accept instruction, accept guidance as you go through the journey of life. I hope you learned so much tonight. You've been powerful. I was just right there listening and say, my wife is loaded. She's loaded, and you can't remain the same after this session. We'll have another powerful session coming up. All right. And just before that, we're going to see a testimony of a boy who have been transformed by this initiative. And after that, we'll come to take the bio of somebody I honor so much. Able Barrister Ocholi is a lawyer doing great work among young people, family, someone I honor so much. You'll be so happy to hear him speak to you again this year. Can we see a testimony? As those asking about the Boys Leadership Academy, how can we be part of what we are doing? Don't forget the flyers are displayed right there on the screen of our August cohort. Make sure you join us. All right. We also have the one-year mentorship program that runs from Jan to December. And we'll have an exciting package also coming up, which is our 10-in-1 football series. I know a lot of boys around the world are waiting for that. Please, parents, make sure you pre-order this book on the 1st of June. When you do, you will get a 40% discount for your son. Amazing, amazing. And those also asking for a number is displayed right there on the screen. You can send us a chat immediately and we'll respond to you on how your son can be part of this community. Don't forget, tomorrow is a physical event. Everybody in Abuja will be there, and those around the world will be connecting. All right, just before I read the bio of our next speaker, please let's listen to the testimony of one of us right here.
I lost my dad when I was 9 months. in the year 2001. My name is Kolawole David Dolapo. Before I met Coach Ebuka, I was this young boy that was open to the will of the community and the society. To me, anything goes. I was easily influenced by friends, neighbors, and the society at large. I went into smoking. I went into masturbation. In fact, I was taught masturbation through a close friend, a close neighbor, and I didn't see it as anything wrong. I just took it, well, this is life and we'll just carry on. After meeting Coach, I discovered that not everything goes. You have to be selective, you have to be knowledgeable to know what is right and what is wrong. It has been from one level to the other. Coach Ebuka opened me up the system of accountability, and coming into the family, I discovered that I had other boys like me around, boys that were going through stuff and had stories to tell. I saw a family in each and every one of them, and I was able to build an accountability system also with them. Coach Ebuka gave me books to read, told me what to do. I could call him at any time of the day and ask him about each step I'm about to take. Coach Ebuka opened me up to an accountability system where I became more accountable to the things I do. He let me understand that life is not just to wake up, eat, and sleep again. Unlike before, where I was more open to social vices, I went into drugs and so many other things. Coach Ebuka let me understand that these things are not correct. And although I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. And I really thank God for coming in contact with Coach Ebuka. Coach Ebuka made me feel this fatherhood in my life. Meeting Coach Ebuka, I could proudly say, yes, I have a father. And I really want to thank God for coming in contact with him. And to every boy out there, there's hope for you. There is a future for you. And the world is waiting to hear your story. We are kings, let's not give up. I believe in myself, I believe in you, and I believe in every boy out there. Thank you very much.
What a testimony. What a testimony. I would look forward to hearing your own testimony as you join us and as you keep learning in this community of men, boys, who are building to become the kind of people that God has ordained them to be. And taking us further, taking the last session for tonight, my very own brother, my barrister, my apostle, the one I honor so much, Coach Ocholi, will be joining us. Please, let's take his bio as we prepare to receive him.
Meet Coach Ocholi Okutepa, relationship coach, minister, and transformational speaker, co-pioneer of the relationship and marriage outreach, impacting singles and married couples across nations, convener of singles and married hangouts and sit-outs, empowering people through biblical relationship principles, passionate about building godly homes and healthy marriages, hosting premarital classes and marriage mentorship programs, author of impactful relationship and marriage books, including Hobby and Wifey Checklist, ordained traveling parachurch minister and teacher of God's Word, legal practitioner, and managing partners at Newmar and Law. Holds a master's degree in oil and gas law from Aberdeen, Scotland. Happily married to Julia, his lifelong love, and blessed with 3 children, David, Ariella, and Hamina. Please welcome Coach Ocholi Okutepa.
Wow, my very own brother. I like that aspect of the oil and gas. We shall share the money. Coach Ocholi, we are super excited to have you, sir. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Welcome
Thank
to
you so
the
much.
7th International Boys Conference.
Welcome, sir. And we'll talk about that part when we see camera.
By the grace of God. Well done. You guys are so amazing. Well done for all the wonderful work. Forgive me, I had to jump in last minute. We have a class ongoing and I had to set up the woman of God. So that That is why I committed the sin of jumping in just on time.
You're welcome, sir. Please, you have
Thank
the
you.
floor, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. Let me say a very big thank you again to Coach Ebuka and Coach Ruth. They have been very phenomenal. And story as I jump in on it. Just yesterday, a friend reached out and asked me what we are doing, for young boys. And I said to him, well, we are dealing a lot with older people, but I know a person or a couple that are doing so much for the boys. And I sent links and all of that to the friend, and I mean, he signed up immediately with his with this conference and all. You have no idea what you're doing in terms of the impact, the reach, and how important this is. Big congratulations again for the consistency, the time you have spent doing this. We are so proud of the work you're doing. We are so encouraged and blessed by the work you're doing. So I'm going to be sharing something very simple with the boys, dealing with your purpose, your identity, you see, and coming into all that God would have you become. First thing I would say is you are not too young, all right, to discover and begin to explore your purpose. You are not too young. You see, when we look at history, when we look at the Bible, we look at even secular history, you realize that people who made great impact, a lot of them were people who found their purpose on time. All right, they found their purpose on time. They were able to discover why they were here. All right, so you are not too young to know your purpose. All right, you're not too young to discover the path you'll be walking in. When you read the Bible, for example, at 12, Jesus could have conversation with the teachers of the law. It's like saying that you are 12 years old and you are able to sit with professors, all right, in universities to have conversations. And you see, his parents forgot him. They did not know he was not in the company. And he was able to have conversations with them for 3 days, all right, because they were seeking him and had to travel back. All right, for 3 days, he was in the temple having conversation with professors. So here's the deal. That means Jesus had a certain capacity, all right? He had a certain ability. And when we begin to investigate, we are not confused as to how he came to that level of capacity. We're not confused. Why are we not confused? You see, when Jesus picked up the scroll, he said to them in Luke that as it is written concerning me. That means, all right, Jesus was studious, like Jesus spent time, all right, studying. Because you see, it is the study that brought him into the knowledge of who he was. All right? You are not going to know better than you know today of who you are, what you should be doing until you give yourself to study. That's why if you're here watching this live or we rewatch this, if there's a way it is rebroadcast or something, registered by your parents or something, you see, you are doing yourself a lot of good. And don't stop. Don't take this to be another thing. Don't take this to be something your parents forced you to do. Don't take this to be, I don't even know why they're making me do this. You see, you won't come into the right identity, you won't come into your purpose until you study to know why you are here. You see, and what Coach Ruth and Coach Ebuka are doing is to help you essentially, all right, know better, all right, and uncover your why. Because in this process, as you listen to teachings, as you listen to seminars and the Q&A sessions, whether it's your question answered or another person's question, you see, you gain perspective. You become equipped in the broader sense of life. You know better, you are better equipped, and that's how you find who you are. All right, so it's extremely important. So Jesus was studious, like he spent time studying. Because guess what? The more you study, the more you find who you are. And you see, what knowledge does to us, and the body of knowledge is every time we interact with bodies of knowledge, we begin to find out what essentially lays hold of our heart. You see, for example, I'll give you some examples. The things you desire to become now are the things that you have been exposed to. So there's a limit on your thinking based on exposure. All right. So if a child grew up, for example, in a village, like maybe automobile mechanics or bike mechanics, you see that would reflect in the ambition they have, the thinking that they have. So you see, every time you study or every time you give yourself to knowledge, it sets the limit on your thinking. All right? So here's the deal. Every time we interact with knowledge, that's what happens. So recently, there was a space exploration Artemis 2 crew that went to the far side of the moon. And I and my children watched it a lot. You see, if a child, for example, is going to be an astronaut, okay, if you raise them in the exposure of a village, they may never be able to dream the dream of their purpose. Do you get what I mean? So you see, it's the process of exposing yourself to bodies of knowledge that will lead to that click on your inside that says, this is for me. Or even when God wants to lead you, God cannot lead you beyond what you're exposed to. So I know I'm speaking to children now who, by God's grace, if you're registered for this and listening to this, your parents are already making effort. Your parents are already giving you exposure. It says you are in a school, or likely in a school. It says you are attending conferences like this. You see, what's going on is there's a broadening of perspective. But why am I talking to you this night, in this light? You see, no matter what your parents do, until you take a responsibility and become very committed to the process, you may not get the broad perspective that you need to uncover who you are. So, for example, Coach Ruth and Coach Ebuka writes a book. They have several books. Your parents buy them. Do you read them? Even now in this conference, are you paying attention? Are you taking notes? You see, until you encounter the broad perspective of life, you may not find your particular place. So let me go back to the Artemis 2 example. So imagine a child in the city or a child in a place where his parents have cable network or smart television, and they're watching, keeping up with the news. The crew went to the far side of the moon and all of that. You see, what happens to the mind of a child who should become an astronaut is the child begins to find something on their inside that identifies with what they are watching, with what they are seeing, and a desire is birthed. And with that desire birthed on their inside, you realize that they begin to find out more. They begin to go for more knowledge. When they come to go to university, for example, they begin to have conversation with their parents. I want to do this. You see, what kickstarted it is an exposure, something they saw, something they read into, something they researched. Because I remember, for instance, and I'm not saying that any of my children want to be an astronaut, but I remember, for instance, when we were watching the Artemis 2 thing, I became so interested in the entire space program, and we spent some time watching the International Space Station, documentaries on it, and all of that. What happened is I got a broader perspective to life. All right, we got a broader perspective to life. Came into more knowledge. I'm not saying I want to be an astronaut, but you see, doing that to a young child or a young person, what it does to them, it gives them a broad view to life. Okay, so to find who you are, one of the things you need to do is to expand knowledge. You see, it's in the process of expanding knowledge that you begin to see what clicks with your own heart. Because you see, we are not all the same. God did not make all of us to do the same thing. But to find your place, you have to know more than your place. Because you see, a lot of times, knowing what you are not is one of the ways you know what you are. All right? Knowing what you are not is one of the ways you get to know who you are. You see, I'm not an engineer, so that reduces the scope of what I try to become or not be. You see, I'm not a medical doctor. In fact, that's why I did not even waste my time trying to go to the sciences. Because when I was in secondary school, for example, a lot of people, not everybody, thought that if you are not studying for the sciences, you're not intelligent. And that's not true. That's completely not true. Because not all of us are going to be in the science field. Not all of us are going to, become things in life that are related to science. So if anybody is even telling you that, please do not fall for it, it's cheap blackmail. Don't fall for it. Okay? Don't fall for it. But here's the deal, like I said, knowing what you are not helps you go in the direction of who you are. So you see, I knew that I was not cut out for the sciences, so I did not even try. So all of the pressure of, if you're not in the sciences, you're not intelligent, it did not catch me. Because I knew by exposure, I didn't want to be a medical doctor, a pharmacist, I didn't want to be a scientist in that sense. I didn't want to be all of those things. It didn't click with me. You see, because God gave you a spirit, all right, that, you see, resonates with the things that God wants you to do. And that's why, of course, you must maintain a fervent spiritual life so that you are led by the Spirit of God. But you see, the Spirit of God also leads you by exposure. So you see, as I saw science things, it did not click with who I am or who the Lord wants me to be. It did not click at all. So I let it be. You see, what happened there is I used exclusion method to find out the direction of my life. All right? So to come into your identity, one of the things you need is broad knowledge. Because see, you cannot make a selection when you don't know what the options are. Somebody needs to get that. You cannot make a selection when you do not know what the options are. So it's broad perspective that brings you to what the options are, so that your spirit can now make an interaction with who does God want me to be. But you must get a broad perspective. All right. So you see, that's why through school, in the early years of school, they take you through different subjects. You seem to touch arts, you seem to touch science, and all of that. Why? You see, you are being given a broad perspective. But you see, what's the responsibility you owe yourself? You owe yourself the diligence to study. All right. I come in the volume of the books. It was written concerning me. All right. And there are 3 key books I would recommend to you to study if you would find who you are and walk in the fullness of your purpose. Number 1, the Bible. Number 1, the Bible. You need to read the Word of God. All right. It gives you broad perspective into God's will for us generally. You see, because all the character that your parents want you to form, your society wants you to form, your spouse in the future will want you to have, is contained in the fruit of the Spirit. And how do you attain that fruit of the Spirit? By giving attention to the Word. That's what the psalmist says, all right, how will a young man keep his way clean? He said, by giving heed to your Word. He said, your word have I hid in my heart, so I do not sin against you. So it's extremely important. All right, number 1, you must read the Bible. All right, so Jesus found himself in the volume of the book. The Holy Spirit cannot lead you into who you are if you don't regard the Word of God. So we should not be begging you to read the Bible. No, you should be diligently studying the Bible by yourself. Number two, read about life. You see, there are so many life application books, for example, in relationship, in finances. Read about life. There are life coaches today who are teaching. In fact, what Coach Ebuka and Coach Ruth are doing here, you see, they are bringing an angle to life. They're helping parents with boys. They're helping society with boys. That is an aspect of life. You see, now, if they were not given to understanding life, they would not be doing this. But if you listen to them and you listen to their vision statement, you will know that they know that there is a problem if boys are not catered to. So you find them attending to this issue of life. All right. So be broadly educated. Be broadly educated. Bring perspective to life because you have studied life. So you see their books, because some of you listening to me right now, you are also going to have a purpose to boys in this life. And how do I know that? Some of you already watching them feel like this is the future. This is what I should do. This is what I do. You see, what's happening is that God is quickening in your spirit an identification because you saw somebody else approach this area of life. So you see their books on sexual purity, you see their books on purpose and all of that. What do? You read into it. You read into it. Like I was talking about the Attendees too. I mean, for some of us, I encourage you, go and watch documentaries on these things. So you read about what? Life. I said number one, you read the Bible. Number two, you read what? About life. That means when you see life application books, you see books by people like Miles Monroe, so many books on purpose, you read it. All right? You read people like John Mason. You see An Enemy Called Average. These are life application books. These are not your academic books. These are not your books that are trying to pass an exam. You pick it up, you read it. It opens your eyes about life. All right? You see, there are so many books. Some of them, your parents will not even invite you to read them. They are just on the shelf. Pick it. You see, because here's the deal. There are two ways that people mature: by time or by information. That's why you may meet a 15-year-old who by information is more mature than a 30-year-old. That person is a student of life. They are looking at life. They are reading authors that have gone ahead. They are reading those who have taken this step above others. Do you understand what I'm saying? Number three, you read your academic books. You see, in this life, qualification also matters. There are certain doors that will not open, even if that is your area of purpose, if you are not qualified. I give you an example. Imagine God has called you to be the greatest surgeon on earth that will save lives through surgery. You are not going to go there and say, I'm a child of God. Give me this medical facility to manage. You see, the call of God on your life would require qualification on earth. The call of God on your life will require qualification on earth. So you see, when you are put in a school or you are required to pass in your academics, it's not punishment of parents. It's a requirement that your purpose will need. So imagine that with all that God has called me to do, I am not learned to speak English. All right? And I speak just my language, Igala. Coach Ebuka is not doing this in Igala. I don't think they would invite me. So I needed to be learned in English language to even be able to talk to you today. All right? I needed to be learned. You see, that means, don't tell me, no, I know what God is calling me to do. I don't need all this school. I don't need all this. That is foolishness. That is foolishness. Education itself is an equipping for your purpose. There are certain places you will never enter if you are not educated up to a certain level. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you see your academic books, you are going to have to love it more than your parents pushing you. You are going to have to love it. Why? You see, no success is wasted when it comes to purpose. No success is wasted. Success is never wasted. Succeed. Pass that exam. Pass it well. All right? Because see, an academics is not just about passing. It's about exposure. Please, academics is not just about passing an exam. It's about what? Exposure. Because you see, your ability to grab certain concepts would tell. And let me give you this analysis. You see, academics does something to you when you succeed with it. It stretches your mental capacity. All right? So every time you succeed with your academics, what happens is that your mental capacity is stretched. And guess what? To succeed in any area of life, you need your mental capacity. So you may say, but I'm reading a course I will not need when I enter my purpose. Allow it to stretch your mental capacity. Because you see, when you exert yourself academically, what you are also doing is you are expanding your capacity to do things that are not academic based. Because at the end of the day, the greatest benefit of academic success is who it makes you or what it makes you. You see, for example, a person is in school and they learn to wake up to read in the night. They are developing a diligence mechanism. All right, a person is in school and they learn not to cheat. What are they doing? They are developing a skill of integrity. You see, a person has an exam and they prepare for it and they go take it. What are they doing? They're developing a skill of responsibility. So you see, you may end up in a purpose that does not necessarily look like your academics, all right? But guess what? Your academic ability is stretching the muscles you need for purpose. For example, I'm a lawyer. I went to school 5 years to get a law degree, then went to the law school. Guess what? I'm still practicing, but the main thing I do right now is preach the gospel. The training I received as a lawyer, number one, to speak proper English, is benefiting my purpose. So your academics is never wasted. Your academic success is never wasted. Right? Law challenged me. Law gave me critical thinking. Of course, in the gospel, we receive revelation. But guess what? God takes advantage of that your critical thinking because it helps my meditation, my ability to think through concepts, my ability to review concepts, my ability to understand complex things by meditation. Law stretches my mind. So when you meet me on the lane of purpose, I have 9 books and we have more books coming out. Right? You see, what is happening there? An ability was developed through academics that God is using for purpose. Right? So coming to your purpose, number one, I say read your Bible. In fact, that's where light bulbs are going to go on for you. You see them, come on. You realize that the Spirit of God will be able to quicken in you, number one, who you are, and number two, what you should be doing. Number two, I say read about life. Remember what I said earlier. If you don't know what the options are, you won't know where your place is. All right? So the more you become a student of life, the more you can see the areas that God will have you plug into in life. Because you see, the subject of purpose is actually the subject of solving a human problem. Everything we call purpose is God simply raising you to solve a human problem. Coach Ebuka and Coach Ruth and this entire academy are solving the boy-child problem. All right? Primarily what we do, we are solving relationship problem. These are issues of life. If you are not a student of life, God may not be able to quicken your heart as to the problem you are here to solve. Then number three, I say take your academic reading seriously. Why? When your academic muscles, or rather when your academic stretches, your mental muscles strengthen all your other muscles, like I referred to your diligence, your responsibility taking, and all of that. What it does for you, it improves and readies you for the purpose you will come into. Now, away from study, what other things can you do to now strengthen yourself in your identity and your purpose? Serve. The Bible says, he that is faithful in what is another man's is the one that God will give their own. You must serve your way, because you see, what happens in service is that you begin to learn to operate purpose. For example, when I look at the Boys Leadership Academy, I see people who serve with this ministry, you see, who are finding their purpose in life. Because purpose is not all about being number one or being in front. Some people's purpose is to support other people. Some people's purpose will be to be number one, but they will have to learn under being number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 100. All right? Because you see, even if God is calling you to spearhead something, how you are faithful to what somebody else is spearheading is one of the ways that God will train you for your purpose. Because a lot of people find their purpose while serving another purpose. All right? Because what's this purpose conversation? Is that light bulb on your inside that tells you this is where God will have you in life. Because we don't create purpose, we find it. It's what God wants us to do. All right? So one of the places is to serve. And you see, before you come into the fullness of the one God has given you, one of the best things to do is to serve another person. Why is it important to serve another person? Number one, every time you take the opportunity to serve, you serve in the scope and frame of another person who has found their own. All right? So when you're serving and you're supporting, what happens? You begin to learn how people deploy their purpose. All right? So in turn, during your holidays, find places to serve. Boys Leadership Academy is a good place to serve. Because you see, sometimes when people ask me the purpose question, how do I know my exact purpose? I say, do the general until you find the specific. So let me give you a particular example. Imagine you take what I'm saying very seriously, then during your holiday, you come and you say, I want to serve with Boys Leadership Academy for this long holiday. And you're like, okay, where do I serve? They're like, okay, well, you can serve with the guys that are taking pictures or are posting on social media, or you can even serve as a cleaner. And somebody say, me, a cleaner? Yes, serve. You can clean. You can resume every day just to sweep. Guess what will happen? You realize that being around there, you came to sweep, but you are realizing how Coach Ebuka and Coach Ruth shows up every day to shoot videos. Something is developing on your inside. Wow. You are looking and realizing, wow, it takes diligence. Then you are there, you are seeing how they do office meetings and they plan conferences. Today they're in Lagos, tomorrow they're in Port Harcourt, next tomorrow they're in Abuja, then they're in US, then they're in Canada, then they're in UK. What's going on? You came to sweep, but you are receiving an education that is beyond sweeping. And you get what I'm saying? That's what service does to you. Why? Service gives you access. Service gives you access. Access. You see, the person working with the president, for example, is not the president, but is in the presidential villa. The person cleaning for the president knows how this country is being run more than even some ministers. Why? They are in the corridors of power. So to come into the fullness of your purpose, it is important to serve with another person who is already in their purpose. Because what it does for you, it gives you a broad perspective as to the issues of purpose. You see them busy serving, you see them passionate serving. It takes passion to birth passion. So sometimes it's in the presence of another person giving themselves to their purpose that you find your own. To conclude with that example, how did Jesus' disciples come into their purpose? They were learning under their master Jesus, and they were in the process picking up on their own destiny. So when Jesus was done teaching them, walking the earth, he brought them to that point where he now told them, now you go into the world and preach the gospel to all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. What is the first thing they did? They stayed with him to learn. What's the next thing they did? They served. What happened to them when they served? They understood how passion works, how a calling on your life works. Right? To come into the fullness of your purpose. Remember what we said. Number one, read your Bible. Number two, be a student of life. Read life application materials. Watch teachings on it. I mean, there are so many life applicable things everywhere. Great books, great teachings. Or I say number three, take your academic reading seriously. Number four, I say serve, 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 serve. And I give you the importance of service and how service will essentially improve who you are. I really hope that this helps you, because you see, when you do all I just said, three key things will be sorted very easily. Number one, your identity will not be in question. Because the materials I have told you to look at the Bible, life, academics, serving, if you do these four key things very seriously, you will never be in doubt of who you are. You'll be so clear as to who you are, and you will find why you are here. You now realize that your purpose conversation becomes birthed in your spirit. Then you get the skill required to deploy that purpose. I really hope that this helps you. I really hope I was able to keep it simple enough for the perspective that you need. Once again, I'm so excited to be here. And don't forget, we are physically at the conference tomorrow at 9 a.m., I believe. You should get every boy you know to be there. And if you register, there's no need to remind you to be physically present. So thank you very much for listening to me. I hope to see you tomorrow, and I hope you continue to have a great, great, great time. God bless you.
Just releasing it small, small.
As he was just releasing it small, small. In fact, some parents in the chat room are saying, "Oh my God, I know that Coach Tony is speaking to me, speaking to my child, because these words are so deep and insightful." Do keep doing this, the general, until you find the specific. Because these issues of purpose have been a lot. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know where I am. A lot. Just keep doing the general. What is around you? I like the example you talk about coming to clean, because a lot of us will say, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Just in coming to clean, you are learning something deep. You can even discover, oh, from what God is calling me to do, see somebody doing it just by coming to do something else. You're able to find that. This was profound for me. Yes.
I also was thinking deeply about that I almost missed some.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking when he said that service gives you access. What came to my mind was, it's not necessarily access to people. It gives you access to secrets.
Absolutely.
It gives you access to information that you ordinarily would not have found.
Very true.
It gives you access to some of the mysteries that books will not give you.
Absolutely.
Just by watching people. So I was thinking deeply about how service, and you know, that's where a lot of boys run away.
Very true.
Boys don't like to serve.
They don't like to serve.
They don't want to serve at home. They don't want to serve anywhere. They really do not want anybody to tell them what to do. But you see, sometimes you don't need people to tell you what to do. You just need to watch what people do, and you will find what to do.
Absolutely.
It really stuck with me so much.
Absolutely. And when we were talking about service, I remember the first time I flew out to Choli was where I was working, and God just told me, serve. I want to commit something into your hands, but you need to be faithful in another man's own. And I was serving diligently. Some will come and say, why are you serving this man as if he's your father? As if he's your own. I was serving diligently. And one day my boss called me and said, you're like Joseph in this organization. Since you came, just like Joseph in Potiphar's house, everything changed. You know, as of that time, I was the only one in the office that didn't have a master's degree at that time. Everybody was any higher. You know what my boss told me? He called me and said, he said, I cannot continue to pay for certificates. I want to pay for competence and service. And he gave me a promotion later that increased my salary beyond every other person, including those that had masters. He said, he will pay for service and competence and not just certificate. As if that was not enough, he said there was a conference coming up for leaders of organization then in Kazakhstan. And he said, you're going to travel for that conference, all expense paid because of your service. In that conference, I think I was the youngest. The person older than me should be nothing less than 10 years gap. That shows how young I was. But service pulled me through to that place. And I met people. That was the beginning of my transformation. I met all over the world. That journey culturally shaped me. I came back, I was angry. I came back. You remember that day I came back? I said, I'm angry. I cannot end as a mediocre. I say my life has turned around. I saw something. I told myself, this will not be the last I will travel. I will build myself to be able to travel around the world. That night I came back, I landed, I was restless. And that was the beginning of my growth. How did I get there? Service triggered. That journey, I never became the same. Service triggered it. But now, young boys, to serve is a problem. I even those I want to serve bragadosh, arrogantly. The service that they want to serve, I be wondering, are you the one that is a servant or young guy. Some people say that some boy is server. You don't know who is the mentor and who is the mentee. You know. So service, I'm a living proof of service. It exposed me. It built something in me that I've not recovered from. And I think boys need to get back to that place of service. I had devil come constantly cleaning. Our cleaner left, and I took over cleaning the office. Our account as a graduate, our accountant retired before the person and that person came in 3 months. Before that person left, give us 1 month notice. I left everything and I was doing the work of the accountants. The cleaner before I said, you know, my boss even know you had to recover after a month that the cleaner had gone because you wouldn't know that there was no cleaner. Everything was intact. I was the messenger. I was everything. Service opened that way for me. Boys need to come back to their place of service sincerely. And that was where I discovered what I'm doing today. He taught me organizational leadership, organizational structure, skills, connecting with people, networking. What I'm doing today is built on what I learned serving. How would I have done that if I didn't submit myself? And when it was time, God said, you have served so well. It's now time to commit us into your hand. Thank you for really, exposing us to that deep truth a lot of boys don't want to hear. Thank you so much. Before you go, let me even ask you this one question. Because like you said, Coach Tolly, this thing is becoming a lot of boys are struggling to serve. You know, yesterday we were talking about Cosmos Maduka, his journey of how his father died when he was at 84, how he had to serve. We're even saying that this apprenticeship thing is fast fading. In our time. People don't want to learn, go and submit, learn. And he talks about how he submitted, learned. At 15, he was now having his own house. And he dreamt to be a millionaire at 25. And today, see what that man is doing. A vibrant Christian, serving and controlling something in this world. How do we bring boys back to this place of service? Because it's a struggle, even at home, in school, everywhere. Boys are struggling to serve. What can we do, sir?
I think the answer is already what you're doing. People can't do better than they are informed. So we need to keep this information flowing. You see, what we're doing is boys need to understand the incentive in serving. All right, because a lot of times what happens is boys are a picture. All right, the mini picture of what men are, and most men appreciate things from the perspective of incentive. You see, we need to keep echoing what is in it. For example, your story you just shared is a live story. It's not cock and bull story. It's your life story rather. It's true. It's honest. Is what it is. So we need to keep saying this. We need to keep modeling the truth in it, the benefit in it. It may sound selfish, but that's fine. We need to continue to show that serving is not wasting your time or wasting your life. And if a boy can see the importance of it, they'll do it. So we need to continue to have these conversations, basically.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for reawakening this again. This was really deep. And I believe that everybody listening have been awakened, have been stirred up, have been triggered again to begin to serve. From tonight, from today, wherever you're joining from, what is that in your home, in the house that you need to do? Who do you need to start learning from? Who do you need to submit yourself and begin to be servant? Thank you, Coach Ocholi. We're going to release you now, all right, so that I can continue with that. So, Kings, Coach Ruth, this service thing is, I don't even know.
I'm just really still thinking about this service. See,
what can
the truth is that service doesn't jump on you. You will learn it. You will learn it. You will learn
it
to serve. And you will learn with the things that are most uncomfortable. If Coach Ebuka could go through the process of being a cleaner, it was not comfortable. You don't learn service from the place of comfort. If it is comfortable, you will not become it. So for me, where we need to, and parents that are listening, we also need your help.
Absolutely.
We need your help to teach our boys service through discomforting things. How do you, yes, it's not your turn to do the dishes. How do you do the dishes? It's not your turn, it's the turn of your younger sister. But you are trying to practice something. You're trying to hone a skill. And you can only do it. Coach Ebuka, did you just wake up and just start serving?
No.
Did you just wake up and become the king of boys? Everything we are today was taken through a process of service. Shout out to Reverend Majam.
I'm telling you, Reverend Majam.
Because that boss Coach Ebuka is talking about, I know him.
Reverend Majam.
And I enjoyed that service. Shout out to Reverend Majam and Mama Majam. Because these were people. So sometimes, boys, God gives you opportunity of people that are platforms for you to learn service and you abuse it.
Absolutely.
So Coach Ebuka comes into a class with you and you look him up to down and say, what is he even saying that I don't know? You can't become. Your parents have brought you to this place. Just sit down. Don't do anything. Sit down and learn. You are whining. You are complaining. Some of you are even insulting your parents for patterning the pathway that you should go. If you don't surrender, and I'm using the word surrender, I'm not using submit, because you see why service is important. It will strip you of yourself. It stripped you of your intelligence, Coach Ebuka. Coach Ebuka is a first class student too. We're not even talking about third class. And then he dropped. I remember that period where,
yes.
Oh my God, I remember Coach Ebuka said he was going to, let me even tell you people one story before we go. Do you know that the Coach Ebuka that is world's foremost Coach Ebuka today, there was a season where he was joining a tipper to pack sand for building. There was a digging season. There was a season where he knew that for the joy that was set before me, I must submit to the discipline that will grow me. So service is one of the most, and we don't talk about service.
We don't talk about this, Talk about leadership and we don't want to say.
We talk about leadership, but like we were saying the other day, we should even scrap teaching leadership and start teaching followership.
Followership.
Let's scrap teaching leadership and let's start teaching you what it means to follow when it's not convenient. What it means to follow instruction when it feels like your parents are being unfair. Follow instruction, not because you like it, but because you need it. Coach, let me know enter another level.
I'm telling you, wait, I just remember that experience, when I finished school and I was looking for a job. I refused to just sit down and say, oh, job has not come. Or what was I doing? I had to follow a truck selling sand. That was what I was doing. All right, selling sand. As I was packing the sand, they were paying me, and that was what was available at that time. Followership, learning, understanding what to do. That was what was available at that time. But some boys will sit down and say, hey, there's nothing, there's nothing to do. Hey, followership. Some of you are struggling because you are not following. Simple instructions alone you can't follow. Instructions that will make you can't follow. You struggle with everything. Why should I not have a phone? Why should I not wear this? Why should I not do this? I remember the first time I wore a chain. My mother said once, he said, kings don't wear chain. That was all she said.
How man is King Lemuel's mother?
A treat away, first and the last. You fly on instruction.
Yeah.
And we talked about Coach Charis yesterday. Service, apprenticeship, learn. Some boys are so pompous, proud, arrogant. You can't learn. Let this be a call to service, a call to followership. We are product of followership. We are product of mentorship. We are product of instructions.
Till date.
I've been under active mentorship for over 21 years.
Till date.
Unbroken.
If our mentors say, don't do this conference.
If they say, shut down this conference now. I'll shut it down. I'll shut it down.
Till date.
Now.
And that's why some boys turn 30 and are still in their parents' house waiting for allowance.
Yes.
Because you have not passed through the process, you rejected the season that would have made you. So you become 30 and your parents are still giving you allowance.
They're still feeding you.
They're still feeding you. I know that with the things you have heard, it will not be your portion. I don't even know how else to say that.
Please, don't repeat this circle of where we're seeing in men today in the world. vicious circle of broken, entitled, irresponsible, lazy men who can take instruction, who can fly on instruction, you can succeed, who can finish a task, who can become what God is calling them to be. Please, let's wake up to reality. Let it start from your home today.
Yes.
Go and watch it.
today.
I was speaking with a boy recently who said he doesn't cook. He's 16, he has never cooked. They clean the house, they do everything. He doesn't have anything to do in the house. What is that? So if you see your parents washing, you can't go and help. You cross your leg and you're playing game. You don't understand
If you
service.
come back, you can't say welcome.
You can't even say welcome. Please let that change. All right? You're rising up from this meeting a changed boy. Tomorrow we continue
Yes.
at the physical event, 9 a.m. West African time. All of you in Abuja, Kaduna, Kogi, around, please find your way to the National Stadium, the Gymnasium Hall of the National Stadium tomorrow. Powerful. We're having over 3,000 boys in physical attendance. All right. It's going to be a powerful time of learning and transformation. All right. And we have those of you that are not in the academy, the flyer will be displayed again. Make sure you join us. All right. The August cohort is coming up. All right. The annual mentorship program. And don't forget the 10-in-1 football series that is coming up. Everyone should be a part of it. All right. Make sure your parents, I don't know whether the media are displaying that on the screen. Make sure your parents get that for you and you are fully part of what is happening. All right. And follow us on our social media handles. Our numbers are there displayed. You can know what to do. Somebody asking, how can I come to your camp? We have our camps in Abuja, in Lagos, in Port Harcourt, in Enugu, in Jos, United Kingdom, United States of America, and Canada. We are right there, but you have to go through the entry cohort first. Once you join, you will get the details. And a lot of us have been asking about the Kings Awake, our monthly prayers we hold at the Academy for Boys to hold tonight. And it will be 10 p.m., right?
10
Instead of 11 p.m., 10 to 11, so that you can rest and prepare for tomorrow's meeting. So we are going to announce on the group again. And please join us in that prayer at 10 p.m. That will be in 2 hours' time as we pray. And it's going to be a special edition for the International Boys Conference. Coach Ruth, what do you have to say to our boys?
I want to say come early tomorrow.
Yes.
Because tomorrow, come early so you can sit in front and get my autograph.
Yes, so.
I don't understand. So please come early.
Yes.
Those of you that will be watching online, you're not going to miss anything.
At all.
You're not going to miss
You're
anything.
going to have fun.
We will also make sure we carry you along.
Along.
So invite your friends. Dear parents, you can also use your space as a viewing center.
Yes, yes.
If you want to bring 10 boys together in a room, you would have reached 10 generations. So please bring your friends, bring everybody you know. And when you see me, give me a high five.
Yeah, come and hug me. All right. I will have a viewing center in Katsina.
Yes.
State, Nigeria, another Ilorin had theirs yesterday, another state. So you can put boys together in your neighborhood, in a hall, in your school, in a class, and let them watch live. Okay, we really appreciate the parents for being amazing, for following through so far, and you people have done so well. All right, I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Thank you for being amazing.
Thank you.
We can't wait to connect with you beyond now. And beyond these 10 books, we've written over 23 books for boys.
Yes,
just send us a DM. I'll have distributors all over the world, all over
the world,
and you can get these books wherever you are. Send us a DM and we'll attend to you. Share the link with everybody and make sure more people join us tomorrow.
Yeah.
Love you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Don't
you.
sleep too much. Join Kings Awake.
See you and bye for now.
Bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Giovanni Del. Before I came to the academy, I used to have a lot of challenges in my life as a boy, and it's been really stressful at some points. But as I came to the Boys Academy, it has really done a lot for me, and I'm very happy that my mom enrolled me here. Although all she's doing for me, it has changed a lot in my life and made me a better person in all I endeavor in. But after joining the academy, it really changed me. It has made me a better person, made me understand my purpose and my destiny in life and how to achieve it. It has also shown me away from any evil that may disrupt my focus in achieving those goals and desires for the future. Anybody that may be watching this video, I hope you enroll your sons in this academy for it will make you a better person. Thank you.
My name is Brad.
Soldiers of the cross, time to assemble. It is time to align. It is time to focus. Show me what I must see. Tell me what I must hear. It is time for change. I can feel it down now. It is time for showers. It is time for showers. It is time for rain. I position myself. Here I take care to hear me feel love. Madame attendue. How did you know? Kahala na tanga. Ellen Ruta, Ivajina, Sam Bianchi. Elwari, Rasan, Miguel, Elenui. Show, my amigos can show. From the days of John the Baptist, we take it by force, cause you know it is time to shift. It is time to move. It is time for rain. It is time for showers. Every shower. Every shower. The volume is rising. The volume is rising.
Rise and shoot. Rise and move. It's your season of dominion. Take charge. Step in command. No stopping. No parking. Go forward. Shiba bada balabara to soko.
Are you ready? Look, ice cold like cold Palmer. No deal, I need more commas. Japanese denim from Osaka. Where I'm about to go, I'ma go farther. Look, roundhouse for your Camden tell. Yeah. DC, them my mans, them now. Yeah. Get plucked when your Nando's now. What's that? That's a champion sound. Rain. They want to be friends, ha kiki. I'm on D&D, now you can't reach me. I'm out on GA where it's all peachy. I've been doing this since back DVD. Looked up, said praise to the alpha. Looked down and I seen the omega. You want steak or fish, that's caters.
So many goals, losing number. Okay, la vamos querer sin number. I score like Obama. Oshe wa mada. So many goals, losing number. Okay, la vamos querer sin number.
I score like Obama. Watch the arms when it goes armor. Mom says I'm divided in equal because of my skin, gotta work harder. Sometimes they in trouble and playing no dumb. Thinking I'm a son, one more playing smarter. Blessings gave any tag to the sand, broke it with the craze, I go harder. See, my pockets taking over to solace, I need in peace. Wait for the breaker to go above from my reach. Was called like Palmer the hub, and I played the drummer, I plugged I was on land, and y'all way up in the signal. Let it go slow mo, we all look slow mo. I know home, my people was cold, clean crack, for the cool sons in my photo. And the end of more clean cars, let me free.